Morning, everybody. Hey, I'm up here on the main floor. Today it's 20 degrees outside. Let me up here on here and say it's 20 degrees outside. In this main floor, I got a little bit of insulation in this corner of the bedroom. You can see most of the floor is kind of like that, up to the rafters and everything. So the heat just goes right on up. Doesn't stay down in the basement very good. We've got the stairway kind of tinted off a little bit to keep most of the heat down in the basement, so it's comfortable working down there or taking a lunch break down there, supper break, something like that. But this tinted off area where the stairway is, that keeps most of the heat downstairs, or at least a good share of it. But what we're doing, I've got, I was working on that electrical, and I realized, or I knew, but I hadn't thought about it, there's one wall here that I didn't have done yet. This is the end of a shower in the master bath. It's going to be an L-shaped wall. It's going to come across here like this and turn back just a little bit. I've got to put womanized down on the subfloor first and then build my stud wall on top of it because of the fact we're putting PEX tubing on this floor with 1.5 inches of gypcrete. So that 1.5 inches that sticks out on a lot of the walls. You can see like here, 1.5 inches of womanized. That will be what they will use for their screed boards, to screed that 1.5 inches of gypcrete over the top of the PEX tubing. So it'll all be nice and flat up to that level. So right now I'm putting down the womanized screed boards here. Had some womanized boards that were not real flat, not real straight. As you can see, I had some short pieces that were cut to go along the edges of some walls. Those were nice and straight, put them there. And this piece here, you can see how warped it was. It's big and gapped in the middle, but there's going to be a wall built on top of that, so that's okay. I'm going to actually build the wall from this edge here over to here. The shower wall that we're building here is not going to go all the way up to the ceiling. It'll stop shy, probably 3 feet or so. It'll be above the shower heads, but not all the way up. And then we'll build a shelf. It'll widen out on the top and have a nice looking trimmed out shelf, which will be the top of the wall to set plants and stuff on. It'll look pretty nice. That's what we're doing today, trying to get that wall built. Okay guys, I got my bottom plates for that 49-inch wall done. Got to cut me 4 studs, 90 inches tall. I've also decided that at the end of this wall, that other wall that turns and goes this way, I'm going to wait on that because Judy and I were discussing it earlier and we can't really decide how long we want it. Well guys, I'm going to put this wall together down here on the floor, and then carry it back over there to stand it up in place by the shower, the master bath shower. But I'm not going to be using my Milwaukee 18-volt nailer, framing nailer. It jammed up on me this morning. I've been using it probably 3 years now, 2.5, 3 years, something like that, a lot. And first time it jammed up. So I got to go down there and tear it apart, see if I can figure out what's wrong with it, but I want to get this wall built first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 3 1/4, 3 inch or 3 1/4, whatever. I think they're 3 inch construction screws. Take a number 25 star bit. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill me some holes where I've got these wall studs marked out. Show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just mark where I'm going to do them right now, but I don't need marks, but I'm just going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole probably about like there, about there. So I'm in the middle of where the stud's going to be. This is going to be side towards the stud. So this will sit like this on the top. Whoops, that'll sit like that. This one here will sit, this will have holes the same way here and here like that. And then this one will sit like this. But if you try to look where those lines are and drill through from the side where your studs are going to be, from the other way, sometimes you don't come out in the middle of the board if you're on a little bit of angle. This way, if I drill them from the inside where the stud's going to set, it's going to be right in the middle of the thickness of the stud. over here. Okay, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna be screwing this together. Go get the other two studs. There we go. Wish my nailer was working much faster. That's okay. We just got this one little wall to build for now. This will be fine. Tools are all pretty cold up here this morning. 20 degrees outside. I'm going to see what the temperature is in here right now. It's chilly. Turn this thing on a second. .44 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and use this to start that first couple boards there, because you can just guess at it and be pretty darn close. But if you're off a little bit, then it wants to bend the screws when you go to straighten them. And it's easier if you start out good and square to begin with. That's just almost perfect. Right there. Okay. This one's setting a little low, so I just kind of hold that up a little bit while I start it. Oh, come on. There we go, nice and flush. Not straight, but nice and flush. There we go. Now it's plumb. Huh. Okay, I gotta check something out here. One either, it seems to be a little short on that one there, and I need to know what I did wrong. Okay, they're all supposed to be 90 inches long. Let's see what we got here. 90, right on the button. 90. This is the one that appears to be short. I know it's crooked right now, but it still seems short. And it is, it's only about a 16th of an inch short. But this end here doesn't look like it's cut very square for some reason. I got to check that out. I was using the saw, compound miter saw. That one's 90. Like I said, it only measures about a 16th of an inch short. Maybe this board is bowed. It is a little bit. Yeah, it bows that way a little bit. It's only measures about a 16th of an inch short is all, but I'd swear it's more like 3/16 of an inch short. So let's see what we can do here. See if we can pull something a little bit. Oh, I'm not real happy with that. Okay, back that out a little bit. I'm not flush here, that's why I'm not happy with it. Pull that over a little bit there. Yeah, still, it's off a 16th or so, but I'm going to back it out a little. Give me some room to move this one around. Okay, now I got to get I got a little thing for twisting boards. Well, guys, I can't find my board twister right now. I got two of them. One's real heavy duty, almost too heavy, hard to handle. And the other one is adjustable, but lighter duty. I can't find it right now, so we'll just make us a little temporary homemade one for right now, just to get this board straightened out. There. Now, twist out this board here. There we go. That works. There. Now. Come on. Okay. Let's see how we are here. Yeah, this one just come this way a little bit. Now I got to go in there. I'm gonna have to put another board or two on the first wall that this one screws onto to fasten it to. Show you what I mean. Okay, guys, this is where that wall's going. It's not going all the way up to the top, but it's going to sit down on top of that womanized. It's going to be flush on this side of that womanized. So part of this womanized is going to stick out beyond the wall for a screed board, like I was saying earlier. But problem is, we got to have something in that gap there, fasten that wall to. We've got a little something at the bottom. Got a little something halfway up. Oops. We're going to need another something up a little farther, probably up in this area up here where the top of the wall is going to be. So that wall is going to be 94.5. We'll put something up there somewhere around 88 inches or so. I think we'll put one bot in there. Oh, might have to go down a little bit. We got a staple here. Kind of like that. It's pretty good there. See if we can get the other one in up here. I guess I'm gonna need a ladder. This must be right around in here somewhere. Now, one thing that's going to do for me, or not going to do for me, is when I want to nail this little strip of drywall on here, from here over to the wall, actually it'd be from out here, is going to be at least another 2x4 here. I'm not going to have anything to nail to there, so I have to put something else in there. Otherwise, I can nail my drywall just here, just the edge of the drywall is going to be over here somewhere. So I should put another nailer on there, but I'll do that. Not a big deal. Just things you think about as it's going together, you know? Okay. Now, that should be good. And then what I'll do later is I'll just get some more pieces of 2x4. I'll cut a piece of 2x4 that's just that long or a little shorter and put it right there, screw it on. Another one goes from here up, screw it on, another one down there, and so on and so forth. And then that way, the extra 1.5 inches there, which will be my nailer for my drywall. And I'll use up some of them pieces of 2x4 I got laying around that way. Make me feel like I'm not wasting stuff. Not like that. Let's see, I need to make sure I'm flush there. Not quite. Flush there. Now, I get a screw at the bottom and then I can plumb that up. I better have it fairly plumb before I put the first screw in the bottom because it's not totally at the bottom. It's up a little ways, so we better get a clamp, a level and a clamp on there. I just need it pretty darn close right now just to get that screw in the bottom. Just don't want it to be off by a bunch. Ah, shoot. Okay. Well, let's put it over here. I'm going to eyeball it first. Get the clamp on there. Check it. That's right on the money. Okay, guys. I got to get some up there yet with a ladder. And then make sure I'm good and square this way and screw the bottom down. Like I said, we're going to wait for that short wall that goes this way till we determine exactly what we want. We're trying to figure out if we want on the inside of this wall here, if we want to put a couple of what they call a niche in the back for shampoo and stuff, or if we want two of them in the back wall beside each other between the two shower heads. We're kind of leaning towards that, but two of them in the back or one large one. I can cut this one of the studs out and frame one that's 30 inches wide or so. It would be 14 and a half, 29, 30 and a half inches wide, like this. I can do that in the back between the shower heads. That'd work out pretty nice. Maybe we'll do that. But we aren't. I have to go over that with Judy first. Whatever she wants is exactly what I want. So we'll figure out the length on this wall at that time. My granddaughter is downstairs with Judy right now, and she brought our great-granddaughter over. So I hear a little bit of crying going on down there, which is a beautiful thing, really. I think she's about 5 weeks old now. Just beautiful. What a miracle, you know? I think I'll put a couple more in there. There. At least one more. Okay. There. I believe we've got it. Yeah. Cool. Now, one of the reasons I want to get this wall built, so I'm going to have a couple light switches right in here somewhere. I don't want them too close to the wall here. But I think what I'll do is I'll put a block on here. So I'll bring them out another inch and a half and then mount a double switch box right there for the two three-way switches. One for the master bathroom and one for the master closet. That'll work right there. Already got the wires all hanging in here. Got to drill me a hole through here somewhere and run the wires through. I've got to make sure this is setting flush on this side here. Almost. Tap it over a little bit. Right there looks good. Let's see what it looks like with a square inside of here. Beautiful. Perfect. So first screw I put in is going to be out here at the end, because if you put one there first, it can scooch a little every time you put a screw in, and then this end can end up sliding off on you a little bit. So if you put one down to this end first, it's not going anywhere. There we go. Okay, that is solid there. I know there's nothing on this end of it holding it yet, so that'll be a little wobbly up there right now. And like I said, that'll get a top plate. But what I'm going to do, though, the second wall is going to overlap all the way to here. So it'll go from here over. So you have this one like this, and the other one will be coming like this. And then when you put the top plates on, you start the top plate over here. So it overlaps this wall and this wall, ties them together. And that also stiffens that corner up some more, sides being nailed to the floor. Cool.